Hi, my name's Rob and I'm from Active Health Clinic, and in this video I'm going to explain a little bit further about our autonomic nervous system and polyvagal theory. So in previous videos I've explained the structure of our nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, that it has three key areas. The dorsal vagus, the ventral vagus, and the sympathetic nervous system. So I'm going to go into a bit more detail here and how that works in real life. So I'll start at the top. So we've got a ladder here, this ladder analogy. I'll start at the top, the ventral vagus nerve. That is also known as our safe and social engagement nerve. And this is where we like to be. This is where we feel safe and connected at home and connected in our bodies, and also able to connect to others and our environment around us. When this is active, we're going to feel safe, we're going to feel healthy. We're also going to feel quite grounded in the moment and present and able to take on the day, manage stresses and not really feel overwhelmed. So that's alive in us when everything is pretty much okay. Now, as we go about our day, and if there is something that stresses us out, or it becomes or tugs at our attention, let's just say somebody, if we're driving and somebody cuts us off in traffic, our sympathetic nervous system is going to flick into high gear and become most active to protect us in that situation. So that is also known as our fight-flight nervous system. So we've gone from our ventral vagus activation and we've dropped down the ladder into sympathetic nervous system activation. And this is a place where we're going to feel alert and alarmed, bothered, frustrated. We're going to have some tense energy in our bodies. And it's also where certain parts of certain systems in our body become repurposed. So our digestive system, that's not super important in a moment of stress or danger. So that actually gets immobilized in that moment, and we're probably unlikely to feel like we're going to be able to sleep or rest in that moment as well. So that's what happens when we're exposed to small amounts of stress. But as stress accumulates in our life, or it starts to become overwhelming, or if we're actually exposed to something that's quite a big deal, or a large amount of stress, we've got a third option, and that's right down the bottom of the polyvagal ladder. That is our dorsal vagus, or our shutdown and conserve area. So this becomes alive when our nervous system decides that there's no use fighting or fleeing. We're just going to shut down and conserve energy to try to survive that way. And we might start to feel disconnected or numb. We are probably going to have a bit of a low mood and low motivation, and start to have low energy, feeling heavy and feeling like we're just existing. We're not really, the lights are on, but nobody's actually home, if that makes sense. So this works in order, in like a hierarchy. So we like to start here, and if everything's okay, then we stay here. But as stress increases, we drop down that ladder further. And it also works in reverse order. So if we are in a shutdown space, then we actually need to go through sympathetic charge. We sort of need to wake our bodies up, and then in order to be able to get back to the ventral vagus zone where we want to exist. So hopefully that has provided a bit more of a real life example of how our nervous system functions in our body. And if you have found this useful, please check out our other videos on YouTube and all of our other social media outlets. And I'll see you in the next video.